Okay, so good morning. Kindly ensure that my slides are clear and my voice is also audible to you. Hello, slides கொஞ்சம் clear-ஆ தெரியுதா? Voice கொஞ்சம் clear-ஆ கேக்குதா?
Yes, sir. There is.
Okay, fine. So let us start our today's class, and it is 29 today, and we will start the next topic, mesh analysis. So we will be using Kirchhoff voltage law in analyzing that. Okay, using that mesh analysis or loop analysis, we will be using Kirchhoff's voltage law, right? So at the end of this lecture, you will be able to know, understand mesh analysis first. Okay, understand mesh and super mesh. Okay, so that's the idea. We will try to apply that when, if time permits, we will try to solve one problem at least. Okay, using mesh or super mesh, whatever it is. Okay. Uh, meanwhile, you try to do whatever the problem provided to you, and kindly ask the doubts when then and there. You can call me even by that time. No issue. I have no time limits. Okay. You can call me by any time. Okay. So try to follow the instructions provided. Work on the problems and try to clear your doubts then and then. Don't keep your doubt. Hesitate to ask your doubts and all. So this is the objective of the lecture. You at the end of the lecture you will be able to understand what is mesh and super mesh. Okay, and you will be trying to apply that in the circuit analysis. So it's a general procedure for analyzing a circuit as usual, like nodal analysis, and you will be using this Kirchhoff's voltage law to work on that this particular analysis. And basically we will try to write some voltage equations because KVL is involved. So we will write some voltage equations and try to solve that simultaneous voltage equations and find what are the voltages. Or probably we will be finding out the currents there because the voltage equation will be in terms of current. Okay, voltage is equal to current into the resistor value. So it will be directly um, involved in finding out the currents, and thereby you can find the voltage across each elements, right? And we already know that a loop is a closed path with no node passed more than once. Okay, that's you have a closed path, and it should not have passed the same node twice. And mesh is a loop that does not contain any other loop within it. This is the definition which we have seen in our first class itself. What is the difference between a mesh and a loop? So a mesh is a loop, again it's a closed path, but it will not contain any other loop inside it. But a loop may contain another loop inside it. But a mesh will not have that. We will see some examples, right? And again, this mesh analysis is generally cannot be used as what we normally do for nodal actually. Okay, only for planar network you can use it. What is a planar network then? Because these are all some important 2-mark questions. What is a planar network? Okay, what is a planar network? If you are able to describe or provide the circuit diagram in a plane with no branches crossing each other, okay, one above the other, okay, you call that network is a planar network. Otherwise the network is a non-planar network. So try to understand what I am trying to say. Anyway, we will be seeing some examples. If you are able to represent your circuit in a single plane without any overlap of branches between them, we call that network as a planar network. Otherwise it is a non-planar network. And this mesh analysis can be used only for planar network. You cannot use this mesh analysis for non-planar networks. Let us see some examples for a planar network. You can see that this diagram 1, okay, this diagram 1 seems to be having some overlap in this, okay, in these 2 points. I think it is also red, and I can take another color. Okay, you can see that there is an overlap of these branches. Okay, this branch which is having 6 ohm resistor and 5 ohm resistor is overlapping on 4 ohm resistor. Accepted? Yes or no? It seems to be overlapping, but you can draw this network as this. You can see that this 4 ohm resistor is here. Your 5 ohm comes like this and 6 ohm comes on the outside. You can see that. So this network is called as a planar network because it is not having any overlap. Okay, these are all connecting points. They are connected together. So we cannot say this is overlapping. Overlapping is like this without any connecting nodes. Okay, if something is crossing a branch over another branch, then you call that as a non-planar network. This is a planar network. It seems to be non-planar, but you can represent it as a planar network. So you can apply mesh analysis for it. Another example is here, this diagram. Okay, it seems that you can see that it looks like a non-planar network. This one is overlapping. This is overlapping the other resistor, but I can draw that in another way so that it is not having any overlap. Let us see that. So this is your network, actual, and I can take this resistor, connect it outside, and I can have it here. If I am able to do this, okay, it seems to be a non-planar, but it is a planar. So a planar network is a circuit in which no branches overlap each other. Okay, and what is a non-planar? You can see that here. This particular network is overlapping. Okay, it is overlapping. It's a graph actually. Removing all the elements, you can see that it is having a overlap here. And you take this diagram, you can see that overlap is here. Okay, without crossing each other, you cannot represent this diagram. The second diagram without crossing. Even this, I think I can take it outside. Okay, I can take it outside and connect it here. But problem is you cannot find a closed path here. The problem is like that. So you can see that okay, it is having overlap between each other, these two branches. So we call this as a non-planar network. You cannot apply mesh analysis, for non-planar networks or circuits. Please make a note of this. So what is a mesh analysis? We see it. We are able to write some voltage equations and try to find the currents of particular loops which has a closed path around, and that cannot be applied for a non-planar network. Let us take an example. This is a planar network. It is not having any overlap. It is having connecting points, and it is marked as A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, and you can see that this A, B, E, F, A, is a mesh actually. A, B, E, F, A is a mesh. It's a closed path. Similarly, B, C, D, E, B is also a mesh. But if you take this one, A, B, C, D, E, F, A, the outer circumference of this network, you cannot have this as, you cannot call this as a mesh because it is having another loop inside it. If you take this as a loop, then you have two loops inside it, A, B, E, F, A, B, C, D, F. You cannot call this as a mesh actually. You can call this as a loop. So we call this as a mesh analysis because we will consider individual loops, individual meshes actually. Then we try to write equations. What is that mesh analysis says? Mesh analysis says the algebraic sum of voltages in a closed path is always going to be 0. So you try to understand the difference between what is a mesh and what is a loop. A loop may include meshes inside it, but a mesh will not have any other mesh inside it. ஒரு க்ளோஸ்ட் பாத்துக்குள்ள இன்னொரு க்ளோஸ்ட் பாத் இருந்ததுன்னா அந்த வெளியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய க்ளோஸ்ட் பார்த்தா நம்ம லூப்னு சொல்லலாம், உள்ள இருக்கக்கூடிய க்ளோஸ்ட் பார்த்தா மெஷ்ன்னு தான் சொல்லணும். அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது இந்த டயக்ராமை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ரெண்டு மெஷஸ் இருக்கு, ஏபிஇஎஃப்ஏ ஒன்று, பிசிடிஇபி ஒன்று. இது ரெண்டும் மெஷ் தான். ஆனால் ஏபிசிடிஇஎஃப்ஏ இந்த க்ளோஸ்ட் பார்த்து நான் எடுத்தேன்னா அதை மெஷ்ன்னு நான் சொல்ல முடியாது, ஏன்னா அதுக்குள்ள இன்னொரு மெஷ் இருக்கு. அப்போ மெஷ்ங்கிறது என்ன? அதுக்குள்ள எந்த ஒரு க்ளோஸ்ட் பார்த்தும் இல்லாமல் இருந்ததுன்னா அதுக்கு பேர் மெஷ். அதுக்குள்ள இருந்ததுன்னா க்ளோஸ்ட் பார்த்து இருந்ததுன்னா அதுக்கு பேர் லூப். Do you understand what is the difference between loop and mesh, everybody?
Yes, sir.
So we will try to apply KVL. What is KVL says? KVL says that the algebraic sum of voltages in a closed path is 0. That's your KVL. Already we have said. So I am applying KVL for this first. இந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லூப்புக்கு நான் அப்ளை பண்றேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லூப்ல போகக்கூடிய கரண்ட் I1. அப்போ அதுல இருக்கக்கூடிய எலமெண்ட்ஸ் என்னன்னு பாக்குறேன். V1 இருக்கு, R1 இருக்கு, R2 இருக்கு. V1ல கரண்ட் எப்படி நுழையுது? நெகட்டிவ்ல நுழையுது, அப்போ -V1. R1ல இருக்கக்கூடிய கரண்ட் என்ன? I1. அப்போ இதோட வோல்டேஜ் என்ன? வோல்டேஜ் என்ன? ஓம்ஸ் லா படி R1 into I1. R2ல என்ன கரண்ட் இருக்கு? R2ல கரண்ட் என்ன இருக்கு? I1 போகுது, I2 போகுது. Okay, I2 is like this. You try to remove these things. Okay, I2 is going in this direction, I1 is going in this direction. ரெண்டு எப்படி வருது? இப்படி I1 வந்து இந்த டைரக்ஷன்ல வருது, I2 இந்த டைரக்ஷன்ல வருது. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லூப் நான் கன்சிடர் பண்றதுனால I am taking my first mesh. What I am doing? I will consider this as a primary current. I1 is the primary current. First loop current என்ன? I1. Second loop current என்ன? I2. அப்போ நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லூப்பை கன்சிடர் பண்றதுனால I1 தான் என்னுடைய பிரைமரி கரண்ட். அப்போ நான் என்ன எழுதணும்? I1 minus I2 will be the current passing through this branch which is having the resistor R2. So resistor into the current will give me the voltage. So minus V1. இது பிளஸ் நுழையும், இது பிளஸ் நுழையும், இது பிளஸ், இது மைனஸ் வச்சுக்கலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ R1 I1 is the voltage. R2 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. This is KVL says. The algebraic sum of voltages in a closed path is going to be 0. Do you understand this? Any doubts here? You have a resistor R2. Okay. R2 is a common resistor between two loops, first loop and second loop. It's a common branch. ரெண்டுக்கும் பொதுவான பிரான்ச். ரெண்டுக்கும் பொதுவான பிரான்ச்ங்கிறதுனால ரெண்டு கரண்டோட எஃபெக்டும் அதுல இருக்கும். ஒன்னு I2, இன்னொன்னு I1. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லூப்பை நான் கன்சிடர் பண்றதுனால என்னுடைய பிரைமரி கரண்ட்டை நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எடுத்துக்கிறேன், I1. அப்போ இங்க இந்த ரெசிஸ்டர் வழியா போகக்கூடிய கரண்ட் என்னவா இருக்கும்? இந்த ரெண்டு கரண்டோடைய டிஃபரன்ஸ் தான். அப்போ I1 minus I2. இதே நான் செகண்ட் லூப் எடுத்து பண்ணேன்னா எப்படி எழுதுவேன்? இதை I2 minus I1 எழுதணும். புரியுதா? ஹலோ ஹலோ, people in the class.
Yes, sir. Please.
Everybody in the class, please respond when I am asking a question. Then only I will be able to know whether you are following me or not. So first loop, if I am considering my first loop, I am writing this equation. Okay, can anybody say what is the second loop equation? The current direction is this. So let us say this is my second loop equation. Second loop is like this. This is R2, this is R3, this is V2, and the current is passing here like this, I2. Now tell me what will be my second loop equation. Already you have a current I1 passing here. Can anybody say what is my loop equation?
V2 plus
Yes.
R3 I2
Yes.
plus R2 into I2 minus I1.
Exactly. Is equal to 0. Very good. Excellent. So V2, the current is entering that with the positive terminal. So V2 plus R3 I2 plus R2 into I2 minus I1. Is it okay? If I take this as plus minus, this is going to be plus minus, then whatever you have written is correct. Let us see what is being written here. You see, R3 into I2 plus V2 plus R2 into I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. Clear? Hello? Hello,
Yes, sir.
everybody in the class? Please make it in the chat window. Please make it in the chat window whether you understand the problem, understand the concept behind writing the equations. Any doubts, please tell me which step you want me to repeat. Everybody in the class, please respond in the chat window. So we have two equations now. Thanks for the response. Yes, if everybody in the class saying yes, actually, right? So we have two equations, which is in terms of voltages and currents, actually. So I can form it as a matrix again. I can find this delta. This is the delta. Then I can go for delta 1. Then I can go for delta 2. Then I can say I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta. I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta. The same way. Got the point? As simple as that. As the same way what you have adopted in your nodal analysis. There you have found voltages. Here you are finding out the currents. Right. We will take a problem. We will try to solve this. Problem number 1. Then we will try to understand what is happening. Okay. Can anybody say what is my first equation? I am considering the first loop. The current is in this direction. Don't worry about this I3 and all. Okay. This is the current direction. This is I1 and this is I2. Please tell me the first equation. Anybody? Anybody? Make it fast. It's very simple actually. Same thing. Don't worry about the voltage source and all. It is also in the loop. You can take this and you can take this separately and you can analyze it. I think I can draw the loop separately. You can see that. Then you will not get confused. Okay, so this is I1 and this is I2. 10 ohm, 5 ohm, 15 volt. This is 10 volt. Can anybody say the equation? Let me start that. Minus 15 voltage plus 5I1 plus 10 plus 10 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Accepted? Accepted or not? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because you see that the current is entering this voltage 15 volt in the negative terminal, so minus 15. Okay, plus 5 I1. The current which is passing through 5 ohm is I1. So this is I1. This is I1 minus I2 if I am considering my first loop. So again, this current is entering, I1 is entering this voltage source 10 volt inside the positive terminal. So I take it as positive 10. So I will write this as, if I manipulate this, I will get 15 I1 minus 10 I2. Okay, minus 5 is equal to 0, or 15 I1 minus 10 I2 is equal to 5. Accepted? Yes or no? Everybody? Everybody in the class? Are you able to follow this? It's a very simple procedure. Once you understand the concept behind it, then whatever the network is provided, you will be able to solve this. Tell me whether you have a problem in writing that. Hello, everybody. See, we have only 4 elements, so you can see 4 elements are there. Based on the current, I am writing out these equations, right? So you can see that, okay, they have reduced that equation as I can divide this equation by 5, so I will get 3I1 minus 2I2 is equal to 1. That is what is written here. Is okay? The same way. If you go for the second loop, can anybody say what is there in the second loop? Any equations? Yes, please. As simple as that.
Minus 10 plus 10
Yes,
I2
yes, please.
plus
Minus
10
10.
in minus 10 plus 10 I2
Yes.
plus 10 into I2 minus I1.
Excellent. Super. Is equal to 0. Don't forget that. Okay. So 10. So what is my equation? Minus 10 I1 plus 20 I2 is equal to 10. So if I divide it, I will get minus I1 plus 2I2 is equal to 1. This is going to be my second equation. Let us verify that. Or I can multiply that with a minus, so I will get it like. So you have two equations to be solved. One is 3I1 minus 2I2 is equal to 5. Is that right? Yes, 3I1 minus 2I1 is equal to, okay, 1. It is equal to 1. And you have 1I1 minus 2I2 is equal to minus 1. So if you subtract this, actually you will get it like 2I1 is equal to 2, where I1 is equal to 1. If I1 is equal to 1, okay, 1 minus 2 I2 is equal to minus 1. So minus 2 I2 is equal to minus 2, I2 is equal to 1. If you substitute I1 is 1 and I2 is 1, you will get it like minus. Okay, so it's I1 is equal to 1 and I2 is equal to 1. If you want to know what are all the voltages across each elements, okay, then it is possible to find out if you know what is I1 and I2. They have done that. Any doubts? Any doubts? Hello? Hello? Everybody? என்னாச்சு எல்லாம் அமைதி ஆயிட்டீங்க? Everybody in the class, please tell me whether you have a doubt. Only if you are responding. Everybody, I want the response from everybody. So this is actually a very simple network. I am providing you this as a homework. This as a homework. So kindly make a note of this problem. I will give you 1 or 2 minutes to note down this, or even I will post it in your WhatsApp group at the end of the class. So don't worry about that. Let us not waste our time. So this is your homework. Try to adopt it, do that, and submit it in WhatsApp group today evening. Right? So we will see that. We will get inside the concept called as super mesh. If you have a mesh analysis with current sources, okay, how to work on it. We have two cases inside it. So far what we have discussed, we are discussing with only voltage sources in mesh analysis. Yes or no? The previous two, the concept as well as the problem solved is having only voltage sources. You are not having any current sources. Okay, now if a problem exists or a network has a current source inside it and you are supposed to use your mesh analysis to deal with that, then what to do? We have two case studies here, two cases. When a current source exists only in one mesh, like this example. Okay, like this example, if a current source is 10 ampere is existing only in this particular mesh, let us name this A, B, C, D, E, F. So the current source is existing only in mesh 2. What is that mesh 2? B, C, D, E, B. Only in this you are having a current source. This is one case. What to do that? What to do? What is I2 here then? The current is coming here. This is 10 amps. I2 is coming like this. So what I can say, I2 is equal to minus 10 amperes. Straight away I can write my answer. I2 is known. Yes or no? Hello? 10 ampere current source உடைய டைரக்ஷன் இப்படி கொடுத்துருக்கு. I2 ஓட டைரக்ஷன் இப்படி எடுத்திருக்கு. I2 க்கு ஆப்போசிட் டைரக்ஷன்ல 10 amperes வருது. அப்ப என்ன சொல்லலாம்? I2 is equal to minus 10 amperes. சொல்லலாமா? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why others are not responding? I don't know why. What happened? Right. So one loop equation is solved at least. I2 is known. What is unknown? I1. Then I can write another equation. What is that equation says? Minus 20 plus 8I1 plus 12 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Already I know what is I2. So minus 20 plus 8I1 plus 12I1 minus 12 into minus 10, which is equal to 0. So minus 20 plus 8I1 plus 12I1 will give you 20I1 minus plus 120 is equal to 0. So 20I1 is equal to, you have 100 here, minus 100. So I1 is equal to how much? Minus 5 amps. Is that correct? Let us see. Understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So I1 is equal to minus 5 amperes and I2 is equal to minus 10 amperes. So this is one case where you may have a current source at one mesh alone. Any doubts here in this particular case? Any doubts here? Hello? Everybody in the class, please respond. Any doubts in this particular case? What is case 1 says? Case 1 says that you have a current source at least in one mesh alone. Okay, if you have a current source. But if you have a current source common to both the meshes, between two meshes like this, we call this as a super mesh. That is also a super mesh, but this is exactly a problem creating mesh. You cannot write a voltage equation if you have a current source between these two. You cannot write. You cannot use KVL alone. So you have to use, you cannot use KVL alone to solve. So KCL is also required. You are in need of KCL also, right? So like super node, what you have done, you have utilized both KVL as well as KCL. So what you have to do, you remove this particular branch, consider this as a complete branch. Without this, let us go to the next slide. Do you understand the problem? What is case 2? Hello? Hello, everybody in the class? Do you understand what is the second case?
Yes, sir.
The second case says that if you have a current source between two meshes, ரெண்டு மெஷ்க்கு நடுவுல இருக்கக்கூடிய பிரான்ச்ல ஒரு கரண்ட் சோர்ஸ் வந்ததுன்னா உன்னால வோல்டேஜ் ஈக்குவேஷன் எழுத முடியாது. இந்த பிரான்ச்சுக்கு வோல்டேஜ் ஈக்குவேஷன் உன்னால எழுதவே முடியாது. ஏன்னா கரண்ட் சோர்ஸ் இருக்கு அந்த இடத்துல. அதுக்கு பதிலா என்ன வோல்டேஜ் ஈக்குவேஷன் எழுத முடியும்? உன்னால எழுத முடியாது. இதுக்கு நீ வோல்டேஜ் எழுதலாம், பட் இதுக்கு எப்படி எழுதுவ? கரண்ட் சோர்ஸ் எழுத முடியாது. அப்போ உன்னால கேவிஎல் அப்ளை பண்ண முடியாது இந்த மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம்ல. அப்போ வாட் யூ ஹேவ் டு டு, யூ ஹேவ் டு யூட்டிலைஸ் கேசிஎல் ஆல்சோ ஹியர். ஒரு கரண்ட் ஈக்குவேஷன் எழுதுற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். We will see how to write it, right? So what is the first step you have to adopt is we have to remove this source. First அந்த நடுவுல இருக்கக்கூடிய பிரான்ச்சை எடுத்துடலாம். இப்போ எடுத்துட்டு இது ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் சோர்ஸா, இது ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் லூப்பா கன்சிடர் பண்ணணும். ஆனா அந்த கரண்ட்டை நம்ம அப்படியே எடுத்துக்கணும். இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல நமக்கு விர்ச்சுவலா என்ன இருக்கு? ஒரு பிரான்ச் இருக்கு, நம்ம அனலைஸ்க்காக அதை எடுத்துருக்கிறோம். ஆனா இந்த பிரான்ச்ல போகக்கூடிய கரண்ட் என்ன? I2 தான். இந்த பிரான்ச்ல போகக்கூடிய கரண்ட் என்ன? I1 தான். அதை அப்படியே தான் நம்ம எடுத்துக்கணும். அப்போ எப்படி எழுத முடியும்? கரண்ட் எப்படி உள்ள நுழையுது? நெகட்டிவ்ல நுழையுது. அப்போ -40 + 12I1 + 28I2 = 0. இப்போ அனலைஸ் பண்ணோம்னா என்ன கிடைக்குது? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஈக்குவேஷன் 3i1 + 7i2 = 10. 4 ஆல் அடிச்சோம்னா நமக்கு இதான் ஈக்குவேஷன். யாராக்கா டவுட் இருக்கா இந்த ஈக்குவேஷன்ல? எனி டவுட்ஸ் இன் திஸ் பர்టిక్యులர் ஈக்குவேஷன்? 3i1 + 7i2 = 10. You understand what is being done? You have removed
Yes, sir.
that middle branch, removed that branch which is having the current source which is present in between, common to these two meshes. Consider this removed circuit as a complete loop, one loop with the corresponding currents passing through that as it is, and write an equation. Then use the removed branch, write a current equation. You see that? You consider this branch. What is this node? What is this node equation says? What is this node equation says? I2 is equal to I1 plus 6. Yes or no? I2 is the current entering the node. I1 and 6 amperes are the current leaving that node as per KCL. I can write I2 is equal to I1 plus 6. So now I have two equations in terms of current. What is the first equation? 3I1 plus 7I2 is equal to 10. Is that right? Yes. My second equation is I1 minus I2 is equal to minus 6. So if I multiply this with 3, then I will have 3I1 minus 3I2 minus 18. Okay, if I subtract this, what I will get? Okay, I will get 10I2 is equal to 28. I2 is equal to 2.8. If I2 is equal to 2.8, then I1 is equal to 3.2, minus 3.2. Got the answer? Hello? Any doubts, please? ஏதாவது டவுட் இருந்தா கண்டிப்பா கேட்டுருங்கப்பா. ஏன்னா பேசிக்ஸ் இது தெரியாம நம்ம எதுவும் அனலைசிஸ் பெரிய பெரிய நெட்வொர்க்ஸ்க்கு போய் பண்ண முடியாது. நமக்கு ப்ராப்ளம் ரொம்ப சிம்பிளாகவும் வரும்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஸோ பேசிக்ஸை புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டா தான் நமக்கு காம்ப்ளிகேட்டட் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் போகும்போது நம்மளால அப்ளை பண்ண முடியும். உங்களுக்கு பேசிக்ஸே புரியலைன்னா கஷ்டம் அப்புறம். அதனால தான் திருப்பி நான் ஆஸ்கிங் யூ அகைன் whether you want me to explain again, whether we want any step to be refined again. திருப்பி சொல்லணுமா? யாருக்காவது ஏதாவது ஒரு ஸ்டெப்ல டவுட் இருக்கான்னு திருப்பி நான் தான் கேட்டுக்கிட்டே இருக்கேன். யாருக்காவது இருக்கா டவுட்டு? ரெண்டு ஸ்டெப் தான். ஒன்று, எந்த பிரான்ச்சில் நமக்கு கரண்ட் சோர்ஸ் இருக்கோ அந்த ரெண்டு மெஷ்க்கும் காமனாக உள்ளதை அதை எடுத்துட்டு அதை ஒரு லூப்பாக கன்சிடர் பண்ணி அந்த லூப் ஈக்குவேஷன் எழுதிக்க வேண்டியது. ரெண்டாவது, நம்ம ரிமூவ் பண்ண பிரான்ச்ல இருந்து ஒரு கரண்ட் ஈக்குவேஷன் எழுத வேண்டியது. அவ்வளோதான். இந்த ரெண்டு ஈக்குவேஷனையும் சால்வ் பண்ணிட்டோம் இந்த ப்ராப்ளத்துலன்னா நமக்கு ஆன்சர்ஸ் கிடைச்சிடும். யாருக்காவது டவுட் இருக்கா? எனிபடி? It's running out of, we are running out of time. Please make it fast. Tell me. Any doubts? Right. So what we can conclude here? நெட்வொர்க் ஸ்லோவா இருக்கோ? ஆன்சர்ஸ் வர்றதுக்கு எனக்கு ரொம்ப லேட் ஆகுது, அதனால தான் கேட்குறேன். Okay, what is the conclusion here? What is the property of a super mesh? A super mesh has no current of its own. The current source in the super mesh provides the constraint equation necessary to solve for the mesh currents. இப்போ ரெண்டாவது ஈக்குவேஷன் எழுதுறோம் இல்லையா, அது a super mesh requires the application of both KVL and KCL. Yes, முதல் ஈக்குவேஷன் KVL வச்சு எழுதணும், ரெண்டாவது ஈக்குவேஷன் KCL வச்சு எழுதணும். அப்போ ரெண்டு லாவுமே நமக்கு தேவைப்படுது. அங்கேயும் நமக்கு சூப்பர் நோட்லையும் அதே தான், KVL KCL வச்சு தான் பண்ணோம். அங்கே வோல்டேஜ் சோர்ஸ் இந்த சூப்பர் நோட் ப்ரொவைட்ஸ் த கன்ஸ்ட்ரைன்ட் ஈக்குவேஷன் நெசசரி டு சால்வ் தி நோடல் வோல்டேஜஸ். அதே மாதிரி சூப்பர் நோட் வில் நாட் ஹேவ் தேர் ஓன் கரண்ட், தேர் ஓன் வோல்டேஜஸ். இதெல்லாம் வந்து அப்படியே கார்லேட் பண்ணி தான் நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். திடீர்னு லிமிடேஷன்ஸ் கேட்குறான், திடீர்னு வந்து லிமிடேஷன் ஆஃப் கேவிஎல் என்னப்பா? வாட் இஸ் த லிமிடேஷன் ஆஃப் கேவிஎல்? கேவிஎலோட லிமிடேஷன் என்ன? முதல்ல இப்போ தான் பார்த்தோம். எந்த மாதிரி நெட்வொர்க்கு தான் இது அப்ளிகபிள்? இப்போ நான் பேசுறது கேட்குதா? எனக்கு அந்த சந்தேகம் வந்துருச்சு, இப்போ பதிலே வரல இன்னொன்று. எந்த மாதிரி நெட்வொர்க்குக்கு நம்ம கேவிஎல் அப்ளிகபிள் ஆகும், எதுக்கு அப்ளிகபிள் பண்ண முடியாது, அதான் லிமிடேஷன். ஆக்சுவலா எந்த மாதிரி நெட்வொர்க்குக்கு நம்மளால கேவிஎல் அப்ளை பண்ண முடியும்? எவ்ரிபடி அப்பா ஒரு பதிலுக்கான for which networks you cannot apply KVL. க்ளோஸ்ட் பாத் இல்ல அது. அது என்ன நெட்வொர்க்னு சொன்னோம்? ரெண்டு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டெஃபினிஷன் வரும்போதே சொன்னோமே என்ன நெட்வொர்க் அது? பிளேனார். நான் பிளேனார் நெட்வொர்க் நம்மளால அப்ளை பண்ண முடியாது. அப்ப லிமிடேஷன் ஆஃப் கேவிஎல் என்ன? யூ cannot apply that for a non planar network like this. You cannot apply that for a non planar network. That is a limitation. Okay, so I think we have done our job. We have done our job. Any doubts? If you want, if you have, you can ask me. I think I have completed my presentation today. So your first unit is literally over with this. Only thing is we have to solve multiple problems relevant to this topic, KVL and KCL, super mesh, super node. We will try to solve it in the next class probably. Before that, I have already posted your first periodical test question paper in your Google Classrooms. It will be available for you for test by what date I have provided. Any idea there? What date I have provided?
Sunday, sir.
Sunday. Okay, Sunday. What is the date actually? I'm asking.
2.
ரெண்டாம் தேதி. Okay, let me. I will show you that. Okay, I have scheduled that already. You can see that here. Periodical test 1 on 2/5/2021. It is scheduled on May 1:55 p.m. The questions will be available for you by 1:55 p.m. From 2 to 3:30 you can do that. Only 4 questions are there. Only 4 questions. First question and third question carries 10 marks, which is simple problems. Second and fourth carries 15 marks. So totally you can solve this, and you have to scan your solved paper, and you have to upload it here itself. Okay, you can see that actually. Just a minute. Let us not go for the question. So I cannot show you the assigned work actually. Okay, so only if it opens, then you will be able to see that, right? Anyway, okay, you can post the scanned copy through Google Classrooms alone. You don't send it through to my WhatsApp number, right? You scan it, you can upload it here itself. So you try to do that. You will see that on how many of you are understood the problem. So you try to solve much more problems, and I will try to give you these 2 days. Tomorrow you will not have any class actually for me. So what I will try to do is I will give you little more problems to solve as usual. You try to solve it, and probably you will be able to face that exam. Okay, this exam is counted for your internal marks. Please don't depend on university. University will be sending you a schedule, and they may ask you at once. They will ask you to write the exam and all. So we will not wait for university to conduct periodical test and all. So I am conducting my first periodical test like this now. Okay, and as per the university norms, we will conduct those tests, and we will have some scaling for those marks and all. We will later we will see. But this particular mark, your homeworks, your exercise will also be counted. Okay, will also be counted. So kindly have this in your mind. Any doubts? If you want, you have a doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can leave the class. If you doesn't have any doubts, probably we can wind up the class. We can leave.